the story of how Professor Henry Higgins took in Liza Doolittle, taught her how to speak, and literally changed her life from a poor flower girl to an elegant socialite. Now, according to my next guest, speech pathologist and therapist Dr. Mort Cooper, the way we talk can have an enormous impact on our lives. And today he's along with patients Beth Andaya and Janet Chan to show you how you can change your voice and change your life, which also happens to be the title of his most recent book. Dr. Cooper.
Yes.
I mean, our voice can have that big of an impact on our life?
I think it can have a tremendous impact. If I talk with you like this, when you listen to me, do you like to listen to that? Are you going to
I guess I'd get used to it over a period of time.
But you wouldn't like to hear that too much, would
you?
No.
No.
Well, I had that voice when I was going to Brooklyn College, and I had an accent like that. And actually, it doesn't turn people on. When I talk like this, people listen. They show respect. So when I change my voice, I change my life. And people can do that.
Janet, why did you go see Dr. Cooper?
I'm an actress, first of all, and I had some very fine friends who wanted to polish me, say, in my field, and therefore they told me that I had a problem with my speaking voice.
In what
which
way?
was that I talked too fast, my voice should be dropped a pitch, and that I was more in my nose instead of in the mask area of my face. I had no depth to my voice.
So placement is a real key.
It's a very important key.
Right.
Plus it's more pleasing to the ear.
Beth, what was your concern when you sought help?
Well, I have been teaching for 20 years, and I had difficulty with constant throat irritation for 20 years. It's like my throat hurt literally for 20 years. 2 or 3 times it went out on me, and the last time it went out on me, I couldn't talk at all, even with the microphone. I just had no volume at all, and it was painful. And so I had been to doctors with the problem and had asked them about it. I was told, oh, it's your postnasal drip, there's nothing wrong there. I didn't have any polyps or anything, fortunately. And no one really knew what was wrong. I was brushed away. It was just, I was turned away. And the last time it happened, I wasn't willing to be turned away anymore, and I kept going back to the doctors, and I ended up at a throat doctor, ear, nose, and throat doctor's office. And he said, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you, you should be able to talk. I said, well, it hurts to talk. He said, go see a speech therapist. And fortunately, a teacher that I work with had been to Dr. Cooper before and raved about the results, so I went to Dr. Cooper.
You speak of putting the voice up in the mask.
Absolutely.
All right, how does one go about that?
Well,
Are there exercises that the ladies can
It's a
demonstrate?
revolutionary technique. It's very simple. All you have to do is say spontaneously and sincerely.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
What are some of the other exercises?
1, 2, hi, no.
Getting that resonance, and you feel your nose
Feel
kind of
it.
tickle? Why don't y'all try that? Can you do that? See, your nose tickles. She laughed. Because I asked the people a little bit earlier in my audience how many got fatigued and how many felt their voices were in the wrong place, and a lot of them raised their hands. So we're going to get some help today.
Right. I say in Change Your Voice, Change Your Life that the problem that you're talking about is of epidemic proportions, and people don't know where to go and what to do. And this is a self-help book that people have asked, how can they do it for themselves? And this is the answer.
All right, it's one thing to know you've got to put it up there in the mask and do the exercises, but how do you know if you're achieving the results?
Because you can get the feeling if you're too low, if you're deep throat like Kissinger, if you go, you're going to go up into the mask as these ladies did.
May I answer that for myself?
Yeah, sure.
I knew I got results because I no longer have a sore throat. Even I have had an irritated throat this week due to a light little cold, but I have no throat irritation. There's a difference because I'm talking in the proper mask now, as opposed to in the past. That tells you.
Also, the throat doesn't get tired.
Right. Here's a machine. It's called a feedback machine that you use to demonstrate.
Right.
Can you explain how it works? And we'll use it on
Sure,
Janet
absolutely.
and Beth.
If I talk like this and people talk like this and they think it's a normal voice, which it isn't, and then you talk like this, you can see the difference.
Talk high again. We didn't catch that earlier.
Okay, if I talk all the way up there, well, that's how you false out. You can see the difference. And then you have somebody talk like this. All these years I wanted to talk like this, and I wanted I wanted a real voice. I wanted a voice that people, do you like that voice, the lowest sexy voice? And people could have that.
Yes, they can.
You can have
But
it.
that sounds unnatural. I mean, it sounds like it's
I
a
have
little...
that voice, though,
Yeah.
and it's a natural voice.
All right, can you recreate your old voice?
Well, it was sort of like up in my nose, and it was a little bit higher, and it had no
give her the
quality at
microphone,
all,
Doctor.
and it was really terrible.
All right, now do the one you have today.
And now I can speak up in my mask, much slower, the pace, the rate, and it's much more pleasing.
Yeah, that kind of runs the full
and
spectrum.
It's really,
Yeah.
it has quality, depth, resonance, and color. That's what I
Beth,
need.
you try. Your old, or maybe it's better to start with your now.
I speak this way now. Before I saw Dr. Cooper, I used to speak down here. I simply spoke in the lower throat, and I didn't have a severe problem. But as you know, as you can hear, I'm now speaking in the mask. I have more volume, and I have no throat discomfort, which to me has really changed things for me a lot. Really made my life a lot more pleasant.
You really can get everything you want from the voice because the voice is a God-given instrument. And we can use it and have a sound that's beautiful. It's actually great sound that we have. And if you talk in the mask, you can have the lows of your voice, as you hear, and you can still have the placement and have the ease and the efficiency and everything you want in your
so
voice.
Quick.
It is quick.
So
How long does it take to...
Well, I started in January, and up until now, I've only seen the doctor 6 times.
That's terrific. And you don't have your throat problems anymore.
Not at all.
Have you got one favorite voice of somebody that really stands out in your mind?
Oh, I could think of not only one.
I'll tell you a guy I think's got a terrific voice.
Who do you like?
Resonance everything. Lauren Green.
Lauren Green has a great sound. You can have a Lauren Green voice. You can have a
I don't want to have a Lauren Green voice.
Cary Grant. Would you like Judy?
Why do I want a Cary Grant voice? Thank you, Dr. Cooper. Thanks, Janet. Thank you, Janet.